I've had PTSD, depression, and anxiety. I'm emotionally.
Thalia Graves, the latest woman to file a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, has come forward with disturbing allegations of being violently raped by the music mogul in 2001. In an emotional press conference on Tuesday, Graves, joined by her attorney Gloria Allred, shared the lasting trauma she has endured since the alleged assault. "It's a pain that cuts deep into the very essence of who you are," Graves tearfully recounted. Struggling to maintain her composure, she explained how the shame and guilt from that night still haunt her, making it difficult to function day to day. She admitted to often blaming herself for what happened, reflecting on how Combs and his then head of security, Joseph Sherman, allegedly sexually assaulted her at a Bad Boy record studio in New York. Dressed in a white blouse and black skirt, Graves wiped away tears as Allred revealed further details from the lawsuit. Allred claimed that Combs and Sherman not only assaulted Graves but also secretly recorded the act without her consent, later selling the footage as pornography. Though Allred could not confirm Graves' full level of consciousness during the alleged assault, she stressed that Graves never would have agreed to being recorded, nor did she consent to what transpired. The lawsuit further alleges that Graves was given a drink, likely laced with a drug, that caused her to briefly lose consciousness, making her even more vulnerable to the assault. Allred underscored, "She did not consent to being recorded in the same way she never would have consented to being victimized in such a manner." Thalia Graves opened up in further detail about the profound and lasting effects the alleged rape has had on her life, describing how it has deeply impacted her ability to form healthy relationships and maintain her emotional well-being. Speaking through tears during the press conference, Graves explained that the trauma from the incident has left scars that continue to shape her interactions with others, particularly in her romantic life. "The experience has put a strain on my selection of men and relationships," Graves admitted, her voice shaking. "I found myself in situations where many relationships became aggressive and abusive, which has only compounded the feelings of isolation I've carried for so long." She described a painful cycle of falling into relationships that mirrored the violence and powerlessness she felt during the alleged assault, leaving her feeling even more isolated and disconnected from those around her. Graves further explained that the trauma has led to long periods of emotional withdrawal and detachment. "I go through spells of being distant and withdrawn," she said. "It's hard to even leave my house some days. Trauma from the assault has taken a severe toll on my mental health." She revealed that simple daily tasks, such as going outside or interacting with others, have become overwhelming and often seem impossible to manage. Her sense of safety and trust in the world has been deeply shaken, leaving her feeling vulnerable and isolated. The time of the alleged rape in 2001, Graves was already facing a turbulent period in her life. She shared that she had been going through a divorce at the time, which left her without a stable support system. "I didn't have the right people around me back then," Graves confessed, explaining that her personal life was already in turmoil, which made it even harder to process the trauma of the alleged assault. "I was going through so much already, and there was no one I felt I could turn to for help or understanding." This lack of support in the immediate aftermath of the alleged incident has only intensified the long-term psychological effects Graves now struggles with. She revealed that she suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, depression, and severe anxiety as a result of what happened. "I'm constantly battling with PTSD, depression, and anxiety," Graves said, her voice barely above a whisper. "It feels like I'm trapped in a never-ending cycle of fear, sadness, and helplessness." Graves explained that the emotional and psychological damage inflicted by the alleged rape has permeated every aspect of her life. Simple tasks can trigger overwhelming feelings of anxiety, and she frequently experiences flashbacks that bring her back to the traumatic event. "There are days when I can't even get out of bed," she admitted. "The weight of it all feels too heavy to carry, and sometimes I just can't escape the memories." As she shared her story, it became clear that the impact of the alleged assault has been far-reaching, affecting her ability to trust, to love, and to live without constant fear and anxiety. "It's something that stays with you," Graves said softly. "It's a pain that doesn't go away. It's always there, lurking in the background of your life, waiting to surface when you least expect it." Her attorney, Gloria Allred, emphasized the courage it took for Graves to come forward and share such deeply personal and painful details. "What Thalia has endured is nothing short of devastating," Allred said. "She has shown incredible strength by standing up and speaking her truth, even after all these years. The effects of sexual assault are lifelong, and Thalia's story is a powerful reminder of how deeply it can affect every part of a person's life." Graves concluded by expressing her hope that, by coming forward, she could inspire other survivors to do the same and help them realize they are not alone in their pain. "I don't want anyone else to feel as alone as I have felt," she said. "I want to be a voice for others who might be too afraid or too ashamed to speak out. It's taken me years to get to this point, but I hope my story can bring about some measure of healing, not just for me, but for anyone else who has suffered in silence." The emotional toll of the alleged assault has left Graves feeling isolated and broken, but she remains determined to seek justice and find some form of closure. "This fight isn't just about me," she said. "It's about standing up for all the survivors who deserve to be heard, who deserve justice, and who deserve to be able to heal. I carry deep emotional scars," Graves revealed during the press conference. "It's been a struggle for me to trust anyone or even feel safe within my own body." She went on to explain that she still grapples with flashbacks, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts, which have taken a toll on her physically, manifesting as chronic pain and sexual discomfort. "This has led to a cycle of suffering," she said, but emphasized that her lawsuit is a critical step in her journey toward healing. "While I'm relieved he's behind bars, that relief is only temporary," Graves admitted. Allred did not address the reason behind her client's decision to come forward now, though the complaint suggests Graves had been living in fear of retaliation. However, the lawyer clarified that her client's allegations are distinct from those in Combs' ongoing federal lawsuit. Last week, the 54-year-old bad boy for life rapper Sean Diddy Combs faced serious legal trouble as he was indicted on 3 separate charges: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by means of force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation for the purpose of engaging in prostitution. Despite the gravity of these allegations, Combs has maintained his innocence, pleading not guilty to all charges. Attorney Gloria Allred, who is representing Thalia Graves, refrained from providing specific details about whether her client has been in contact with federal authorities or has assisted in their ongoing investigations into Combs. However, she did reveal that she is currently representing additional women who have accused Combs of similar acts but have not yet made their allegations public. These individuals remain unnamed, suggesting that more legal battles could be on the horizon for the music mogul. Efforts to reach Combs' representatives for comment regarding Graves' press conference and lawsuit were unsuccessful, as Page 6 did not receive an immediate response.